Hello, my name is Joshua Henhawk, and I'm here today to propose to you how you can keep your child in bed at night. There's a few things that you can do, and I'm gonna go through the ways that myself and my wife did to get our son to stay in bed. To give you a little background, our son will not go to bed at night when it's time for bed. He consistently comes downstairs no matter what, 5, 10 minutes after we put him to bed, maybe 5, 10 times at night even. Whether it be I gotta go to the bathroom, I have to get a drink, whether it be I saw a bug on my wall, I found a piece of lint on the ground. No matter what the case may be, he always found a way that he had to come downstairs. That was until we talked to our pediatrician and we started doing some research and we started testing some of the things and some of the ideas on our son to, you know, what it was that was keeping him from staying up in his bed at night. So with all that, um, at first we thought maybe it was separation anxiety, maybe there was some other outlying issues. Um, Possibly his bedroom wasn't comfortable enough for him. So some tips would be to make their bedroom as comfortable as possible. Make it their own little space, their own little private palace for them. You know, obviously, kids these days, in my eyes, are at least spoiled and have tons and tons and tons of toys. We have a whole playroom plus his own room is filled with toys. And just having a new baby a month ago, we're having even more toys coming into the house, and dolls and little kitchen sets, and I'm sure tons of little things will be coming into the house. But besides that, so where was I? So we came up with a few key things that we thought would be the deal breaker, whether or not we could make this work or not. The biggest thing is routine. Routine, routine, routine. No matter what, that's what you hear about anything, whether it be a professional athlete or anything else. It's routine, it's the dedication to do it. It's not being lazy. You can't be a lazy parent and have this work. You can't have the babysitters, the grandparents, anybody else who's helping you, say if you or your wife work, trick work, anything, no matter what the case may be, everybody needs to be on the same page. So in order for this to work, everybody has to work together, teamwork. The first, like I said, the first thing is routine, and then after you get routine, make sure their room is nice and comfortable. Make sure it's nice and pleasant for them. And then make sure it's also safe and secure. As you can see, hopefully this is working out all right. Fortunately, my plan for my other proposal didn't obviously come through, so I had to do some of my backup plan. As you can see, we have a bed gate there on his bed, and just so he can't fall out of bed at night. It has happened in the past when he was younger, but now that he's a little older, he's a little bit more apt to stay still while he sleeps. So, once your son comes downstairs, or your daughter, the first thing you have to do is bring them right back upstairs. Try not to make any eye contact, try not to talk to them, try not to argue with them. That's one thing we learned with our son, is we were constantly arguing back and forth and back and forth with him. It's hard to explain to a 3-year-old, 3.5-year-old that you're the adult and what you say goes, and not that what they say doesn't matter, but how important sleep is. Both. I was obviously laid off from work, so I was laid off from work, so I'm just going to school right now. But to me, I need my sleep just to do my schoolwork, to go to school, to do the papers, to do this presentation that I'm doing or this proposal I'm doing right now. My wife, luckily, we're fortunate enough that she can take off 3 months to stay home with our new baby daughter. So there's some getting used to the fact routine is kind of broken. When both my wife and I were working, it was up in bed, lights out, 8 o'clock, and most of the time myself and my wife were sleeping by 9 o'clock. Now that I'm not having to get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, my wife's not having to get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, the hours, the routine is off. So routine, routine, routine is key. So now that we got his routine back to normal, things are doing a lot better. The next thing I would say to do is, if that doesn't work, if you bring your child up 10 times and you find yourself getting irritated and frustrated and you're tired and you have another child and you have dogs or kids or older kids, that are, needing help with homework, things like that, and you just want to be able to have some wind down time at the end of the night. Most people enjoy that. You can get a gate. We had a gate that we had on his room when he was much younger, when he first started crawling out of his crib. But as he got older, he actually broke. It's a very expensive gate. He actually broke it, and actually figured out how to open it. So it's not much of a child safety gate anymore. You have to pick up on it and open it up. So you can gate them in. Now we would have to go buy a new gate, obviously, if we wanted to. Or a different gate or something. You put a lock and chain on the thing for that mistakes for our son, but keeping them in their room is obviously upsetting to both you as a parent and to the child. They feel that they're locked in their room. They're maybe somehow they've done something wrong. Not that they've done something wrong, but they should be staying in their room and allowing the parents to get as much sleep as possible. The more benefits of sleep, the better. The better you perform. There's many, many, many benefits to it. So obviously, no matter what, stick to the plan. No matter what, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. It took my wife and I exactly 1 month, just about 29, 30 days before our son would stay in his bed at night. Once in a while now, he will come down and just go to the bathroom or get a drink of water, but he knows he has to go straight up to bed. Because of the routine we set forward and working with our pediatrician, we found that that's what works best with us. There may be other approaches that you may find work better, but I feel that if you take a shot at this approach, that you should do very well at everything you need to accomplish to get your child to stay in bed at night. If they do it, it's reward time. Get out a calendar, get out some stickers, get out a schedule, anything, something that lets you know how many days in a row that they've stayed up in their bed without coming down. When my son was first being potty trained, we put stickers on a calendar for every day that he got potty trained. Before we knew it, there was 5, 6, 7 days in a row, and he was potty trained. That was it. There was no accidents. There was nothing. We did the same thing, telling him to stay in bed at night. We told him when he has 5 days in bed at night, when he has 5 nights in a row that he stayed in bed, we'll take him to Toys R Us and he will be allowed to pick out any toy that he wants. Now that may seem a little drastic, but he's only 3.5 years old and we can kind of guide him in which toy he may want. So it doesn't have to be a couple $100 item or anything outrageous. It can be a $2 or $3 book, just as long as he finds it interesting. And the other rewarding part is you and your wife, or you and your spouse, no matter you, your grandparents, nanny, babysitter, you're getting the sleep, the rest you need. Some people work shift work, the parents aren't home a lot, the child may used to be sleeping in bed with mom and dad, or got used to sleeping with mom and dad. All that is a big no-no, and that's not part of my proposal to you, but it should be a prerequisite that in order for this to work, your son or daughter shouldn't have been sleeping in bed with you, or else that's going to really yank on the heartstrings with the separation anxiety and whatnot. When we first got our 2 chocolate labs, our female was impossible, crying and one yelping, and just a tiny little puppy, and we'd get so sick and throw up and vomit everywhere, and we got so worried, and we were keeping her in a crate, and her brother was fine, but she just couldn't handle it. So we had to give her medicine for her to relax for quite a while. And once they got a little older, we could leave them outside of their crates. Then that helped a little bit, and she wasn't so closed. But same goes for a child. Make their room comfortable again, make it safe, secure, stick to the routine, and hopefully, like my wife and I, you'll have a successful good night's sleep every night, like we do, and your son or child, or your son or daughter will as well. Thank you.